Only board members can find their seats, and our guests find seats in the gallery. Welcome to the recess meeting of this Will County Board for Thursday, February 21, 2019. We'll call the meeting to order. Please ask everyone to stand. County Board member Judy Ocala will lead in the Pledge of Allegiance and then introduce the clergy this morning.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I am honored today to invite a minister from my area, Eastern Will County. We have Pastor Kevin DeVries here today. He's from Monee Free Methodist Church in Monee. Pastor Kevin and his wife came to Monee Free Methodist Church in the fall of 2012. He and his wife have 3 adorable children. He grew up in South Holland. A couple other notes that I think are important and I share with him is he's a huge Chicago sports fan, and he's honored to be here today. He's hoping to go to opening day with his family and friends in Texas to see the Cubs. So now the rivalry begins today. Go Cubs!
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Grew up on the south side, but my grandpa was a lifelong Cubs fan, and I saw the light. I was hoping for Machado for the Sox. Sorry to bring up a sore spot as we go to prayer, but thank you again for letting me be here. Let's pray together, shall we? Lord, we bow our hearts and we pause our plans to seek yours for our state and for our county. Lord, we recognize you as creator and sustainer of life. We declare that all life is sacred and made in your image. Lord, we humbly ask your blessing and favor upon these proceedings that happen here today. We pray that the decisions that are made here would seek to serve the people of our land and honor your name. I pray for these leaders. Lord, thank you for each one. Lord, you've ordained that each one of them would lead at just this time. I pray a blessing upon them and upon their families. I pray that you would grant them wisdom as they seek to lead with humility and with the love of their neighbor as their guide. Lord, thank you for our children who start a new day today in their schools as they remind us of our mission. Lord, would you bless those who are investing in them, the teachers, parents, administrators. We thank you for our police, fire, emergency who seek to serve and protect us at the cost of their lives. Lord, may we in the same way seek to serve and give our lives for the good of others and all the decisions that are made here today, the day which you have made. Lord, we pray that we would seek to be bridge builders and not build walls as we look to the model for our lives, our Lord Jesus Christ. We ask your blessing in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Berry.
Here.
Frizzalone.
Here.
Ogala. Here. Summers. Here. Cook. Mustis.
Here.
Moran.
Present.
Rice. Harris.
Here.
Trainier. Here. Fritz. Mueller. Here. Gould.
Here.
Van Dyne.
Here.
Balich.
Here.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Parker.
Here.
Ventura.
Present.
Dollinger. Here. Markham.
Here.
Berkowitz. Here. Cowan. Here. Tumanello.
Here.
Weigel. Curlitis. Winfrey.
Here. 24 present, 2 absent.
24 present, 2 absent. We do have a quorum. Entertain a motion to place on file the certificate of publication. Moved by Markham, seconded by Van Dyne. Madam Clerk, call the roll.
Harry.
Yes.
Frislam.
Yes.
Ogalla.
Yes.
Summers.
Yes.
Mustis.
Yes.
Moran.
Yes.
Rice.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz. Mueller.
Yes.
Gould.
Yes.
Van Dyne.
Yes.
Balich.
Yes.
Brooks.
Yes.
Parker.
Yes.
Ventura.
Yes.
Ballinger.
Yes.
Markham.
Yes.
Berkowitz.
Yes.
Cowan.
Yes.
Tumanello.
Yes.
Weigel.
Yes.
Winfrey.
24 affirmative.
24 affirmative. Motion is carried. Looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the Will County Board recess meeting of January 17th. Motion by Mr. Harris, second by Ms. Ventura. And any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Miss Berkowitz and second by Ms. Dollinger. All in favor, signify by aye. Aye. Contrary, motion passes. Madam Clerk, let's please acknowledge the elected officials the media present today.
Today we have Auditor Duffy Blackburn, County Clerk Lawrence Daly Ferry, County Executive Larry Walsh, Recorder of Deeds Karen Stuckel, State's Attorney James Glasgow, and Treasurer Tim Brophy. For the media, we have Nick Ryer from the Farmers Weekly Review and Megan Horsted from the Times Weekly.
Good. So, first order of business, if county board members Denise Winfrey and Herb Brooks will come to the podium and present a check to the After the Peanut Foundation to Miss Natalie Coleman.
Yeah, take that.
We're pleased this morning to present this check to Natalie Coleman. Natalie is the former STEM Curriculum Director for District 86, and she is the founder and executive officer of After the Peanut Foundation. Peanut being the reference to Dr. George Washington Carver, scientist and inventor. And so the foundation then offers STEM programs after school and through the summer to children who might not otherwise have opportunities. This check supports those after-school programs and underwrites the STEM camp that will be open to the public for the summer.
First, I want to thank God for giving me the courage to step out on my own. I'm a resident, native of Joliet, and District 86 student, employee, Joliet Central grad, and military vet. And sometimes we have to take risks in life to help those who are coming behind us. If you had a chance to see Hamilton the musical, there was a line in there that said, "History has eyes on you." This is a historical moment, not just for the county and my company, but for the students and young people for generations to come. Thank you for your support. I truly appreciate this. I want to be a great steward of this gift and this blessing. The center is located in Lockport, Illinois, inside of the Fairmont Community Center, which is a Park District building. You're more than welcome anytime to call me or to come up and stop by to see what's going on. I want to say thank you again to Ms. Winfrey, Ambassador Brooks, and to everyone who's supporting the next generations of leaders, doers, and believers. Thank you.
I didn't want to let go. That was hard to let go of. Now, if county board members Gloria Dollinger and Don Gould would please come forward. We have Joliet Catholic Academy here today. We are honored of a couple of number one, Class 5A state football championship, and also state competitive band team. So,
good morning, thank you. Don and I are very excited to have the opportunity to recognize these student athletes for their accomplishments in this past year. As a parent of two boys who played football at Joliet Catholic, I'm very excited to present Coach Jaworski. He was assistant coach when my boys played. And I know the hard work and dedication that not only these students, but their parents, their coaches, and the administration put forth in order to make the successes happen on and off the field. So I do greatly appreciate having you here today and taking your time, so thank you. So I'm going to read the proclamation for the football. Whereas it is the intent of the Will County Board and the Will County Executive to recognize the outstanding achievements of individuals and organizations in Will County. And whereas on November 24, 2018, Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers won Class 5A State Football Championship at Memorial Stadium on the campus of the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, Illinois. Whereas this championship was the 14th state football title won by Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers. Whereas Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltoppers became the first and only high school football team in the state to win 14 football championships or to play in 18 state games. And whereas 8 players made the East Suburban Catholic Conference team. Whereas Keenan Haley was named ESCC Offensive Player of the Year. Whereas senior Keenan Haley and Kurt Wise also achieved all-state honors. And whereas the success earned in winning season can be attributed to the determination and commitment of Coach Jake Jaworski, who has now won his first state title. And where Coach Jaworski's success cannot be achieved without the support of an excellent assistant coaching staff. 17 of 19 played for Joliet Catholic or at the University of St. Francis for Coach Gordy Gillespie. Whereas the hard work and dedication of each member of the 2018 Joliet Catholic Academy football team made this championship possible. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive hereby honor Joliet Catholic Academy Hilltopper football team for their Class 5A state championship. Be it further resolved that Coach Jaworski, his staff, and the members of the Joliet Catholic Academy football team be commended for this distinguished honor. Dated 21st day of February. Signed, Executive Larry Walsh and Lawrence Daly Ferry. Thank you. Jeff Butts come up, who is President and CEO.
Thank you, Ms. Dollinger. Thank you, Mr. Walsh, Mr. Gould, for having us here. Ms. Dollinger and Mr. Gould came to our celebrations at school, so we truly appreciate the support of the Will County Board and all that you do for our community. We are very blessed to be here today. It's kind of been a whirlwind for us this year at JCA. We were just on the radio, actually, Scott Slocum talking about, he asked me about our year and about how's it going at JCA, and I just used the word blessed. With the football championship and the dance championship, and wrestler DJ Hamdy won a second championship last weekend with 3 state champions this year so far. We truly feel we are blessed. With our numbers for our entrance exam going up and our school being very healthy, and the improvements we've made in our school, I feel that we are a very great part of our community. And we couldn't do it without your support, so we truly appreciate all you do for our community at JCA. I'd like to introduce a couple people who are here. Jake Jaworski, our football coach, as Ms. Ballinger stated. Mr. Ryan Quigley, who's our admissions director, and our director of communications and marketing, who's done a tremendous job with our admissions and just marketing our school, obviously. But at this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Jaworski to come forward and say a couple words.
Good morning, members of the Will County Board, Mr. Ballinger, Mr. Gould, Executive Larry Walsh, thank you for having us. Today we're truly honored, humbled to be here, as you recognize myself as the head coach, but also some of the young men that are here, student athletes representing our football team. We have Dave Mono, big number 59, Matt Yankee, whose jersey was locked in his frame already down in the basement. Did not get it out for today. Colin Cox, another offensive lineman for us, and then number 92, Andrew Gorski, who's playing 4th down, 4th and 7 at the end of the game. Not the guy you probably expect to intercept a pass to clinch our 14th title, but somehow, some way, he made it happen, and the rest is history. But we appreciate all the support we receive from the county, from the people of Will County, along with the board. I know just from some of the people that have stopped in as we were sitting up there, we have a lot of proud alums that are part of the Will County Board, and we thank them for having us here today and all the support that we give. I'd like to thank the Joliet Catholic community, students, staff, coaches, most importantly, the student athletes who bonded together, created a goal at the beginning of the year, and worked tirelessly, relentlessly to achieve it. Showed a lot of perseverance throughout the year, some ups and downs. They stuck together, continued to work, and ultimately accomplished their goal. As proud as we are of their success on the football field, we're extremely proud of the way they carry themselves with such class, such dignity on the football field, in the classroom, in the halls of school. Couldn't be more proud of these guys. We feel like they are a great asset to our community and represent the Will County area the very best. So again, thank you very much. Again, we're honored and humbled to be here as you guys recognize us and winning the 14th state title in school history. So again, thank you very much.
That's
the dance team is going to come in.
Well,
we were very proud of them too.
You and I are going to show our age again. I was watching with my grandparents. No, to answer your question, Abby Voss and Reese Hackner are here, and very proud for their accomplishments, and as an alum, I'm truly honored to read this proclamation. Whereas it is the intent of the Will County Board and the Will County Executive to recognize outstanding achievements of individuals and organizations in Will County. Whereas on January 26, 2019, the Joliet Catholic Academy competitive dance team won the Class 1A state championship at Grossinger Motors Arena in Bloomington, Illinois. And whereas this championship was the first state title won by Joliet Catholic Academy dance team. Whereas the JCA competitive dance team received the highest score in 1A IHSA state finals competitive dance history. And whereas this is only the second year JCA has had an IHSA competitive dance team. Whereas the success earned in this winning season can be attributed to the determination and commitment of Coach Shelley Porapot, whereas Coach Porapot's success could not be achieved without the proper support of assistant coach Lindsey Rolfs. Whereas the hard work and dedication of each member of the Joliet Catholic Academy competitive dance team made the championship possible. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive hereby honor the Joliet Catholic Academy competitive dance team for their Class 1A state championship. And be it further resolved that Coach Porapot and her staff and the members of the Joliet Catholic Academy competitive dance team be commended for this distinguished honor. Signed, Lawrence M. Walsh, Will County Executive, Lawrence David Ferry, Will County Clerk. So moved.
Second by Ms. Ballinger. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
Hi everyone, thank you for having us here today. We're super excited, we're super proud of all of our hard work throughout the season. It's been great to represent Joliet Catholic Academy and Will County and Joliet, so we thank you so much for having us here today. We're really excited.
We're also very proud to carry on the tradition of this school, this community, and we're excited to say that we brought home the 32nd national/state title for JCA.
Thank you. Yeah, right. All these guys. All right.
For having us.
Come over. All resolutions approved at January 17, 19 County Board meeting have been signed by the County Executive. New business, First Committee, Land Use, Development, and Committee, Mr. Markham, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive. We have nothing for us to consider this morning. Our next Land Use and Development Committee meeting is scheduled for March 12, 2019 at 10:30.
Thank you. Next up, a Finance Committee, Mr. Ken Harris, Chairman.
Good morning, County Executive, fellow County Board members, and everybody else present in Will County. I have 5 resolutions to bring forward. First, I'd like to place a monthly report on file. The first report is from the Illinois Department of Revenue showing sales tax remitted to Will County for the month of November 2018 in the amount of $1,753,056.09. The RTA tax received is $2,081,171.52. The total is $3,834,227.61. I also have a Will County Treasurer monthly report dated December 31st, 2018. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, seconded by Mr. Moran. All in favor say aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
The first resolution is 19-28. This is amending resolution 18-352. The signature acknowledgement of County Treasurer. We're adding another bank to this resolution, First Secure Community Bank of Joliet. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, second by Ms. Rice. Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Summers, second by Ms. Berkowitz. And any discussion? Previous roll call by Ms. Rice and Jackie, Ms. Troynier. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
The next resolution is 19-29. This is appropriating grant funding in the sheriff budget from the state's criminal aiding assistance program. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, second by Ms. Cowan. Any discussion? Previous roll call by Mr. Balance, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor, saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Next resolution 19-30. This is appropriating pass-through grant funds. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, second by Mr. Berry. Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Parker and second by Ms. Fritz. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Next resolution 19-31. Transfer and appropriate within the various county budgets. This is the FY 2018 cleanup. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, second by Ms. Summers. Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Ogala, second by Ms. Parker. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Final resolution 19-32. This is authorizing county executive to execute necessary documents for the delinquent tax program. I so move.
Moved by Mr. Harris, second by Ms. Trainier. Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Cowan, second by Mr. Van Dyne. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
Okay, the next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for March 5th, 2019 at 10 a.m. A budget workshop is scheduled for March 8th, 2019 at 9:30 a.m. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Harris.
Mr. Executive.
Question,
I'd like to make 2 comments.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'd like to know if there was anything that was settled with our bond. I know we talked about this at the last executive. I believe yesterday was the day that this was going to go through, and we were just curious if there was any update for the bonding for the capital project.
Mr. Harris, do you have any information?
There was an update. I believe we had a rating call yesterday. Karen, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you want to bring Karen down here? There, Karen? Please come down.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yesterday we had a rating call. We had a call with Moody's and a call with Standard & Poor in the afternoon. We feel that the calls went well. We should have our rating results by March 4th. To answer Mr. Tramel's question, at the last executive meeting we had some questions about the structure of our bond issuance. We did receive from Wells Fargo some different ways to lay out the debt. We did the call as if we were going to issue $58 million. We had already started, the paperwork was in that way. We have until next Friday to decide what the dollar amount. It can't go up from that, we can't go down. I believe it was Tuesday afternoon we received some additional, if we did 55 with lower interest rates. I will be sending that to leadership. If not this afternoon, it'll be tomorrow.
I think the executive committee voted on the 55, correct?
Well, we don't need board action, I don't believe. I mean, I think we're looking for leadership guidance on that, but I don't know that I need a formal action for it. We were given the instruction to move forward with the issuance of the $58 million. So we can still change it up until next Friday. We can't go up from that. That's the most we can issue at this point.
Okay, I recall it being 55, like where we at the meeting.
The additional information we got just this week evaluate doing 55 million at different interest rates. So
With the premium or without the premium?
Yes, yes. So we need to evaluate our original proposal and the new information we have.
Okay. Thank you. And the second thing, I guess, has to do kind of with that. And you don't have to stand.
Okay.
Right? I'm just going to make it basically a statement that's something that's been on my mind. I alluded to this at the executive committee, but I kind of wanted everyone here to hear what I had to say. I would like to ask Speaker Winfrey if we could do a joint meeting between the Finance Capital, or maybe even a meeting as a whole, with the architects and the CMs present. We need to put everybody in the same room. You know, I'm just trying to get my head wrapped around some of the numbers. You know, in the previous few weeks, we've heard that there's no contingency. We've heard that there's $4.5 million contingency. We've heard that some people believe that there's $9.6 million contingency in the courthouse. And I think we just need to get on the same page. Quick history lesson for some of the individuals that are new in the room, and there's quite a few of them that are probably wondering what we're talking about at a lot of these numbers thrown around. We worked together as a board, both Republicans and Democrats, and I was very proud to be your chair when we set the original price from White at $195 million. This took multiple meetings from between Ms. Winfrey, Mr. Musis, Mr. Frizzolo, Mr. Brooks, myself, and our then chief of staff going up to White over and over and over, making sure that we were at $195 million. It was only after a joint session when we learned about this rain screen that was going to help us in future years with the cost of maintenance, what it was going to do from an energy efficiency side, that we raised our budget to $195,500,000. The rain screen cost $500,000. Through numerous meetings, Mr. Frizzalone was then on record asking, is this our all-in price, $195,500? Insurance, furniture, soft cost, contingencies. It was like a broken record. At one point I even said, how many times are you going to ask the same question? But he wanted to make sure his point was well thought of, I guess. It was always yes, from staff, from architects, from CMs. It was always yes. Then we had meetings together where we wanted to discuss the 8th and 9th floor. At the time, Mr. Shainstead came before the board's chief judge, and he felt that we should do floors 8 and 9. Again, both Republicans and Democrats alike just about unanimously passed Resolution 17-151, bringing the max price to $215,000. Again, Mr. Frizzalone would ask, is this all in? Repeatedly, the answer was yes. Through the outstanding work of the committee, again, I would always be like a broken record, thanking both sides for their hard work, thanking the committee for all of their work. We went out for favorable bidding. We saved $10 million. We equaled the original bond of $175 plus the $30, so we thought, we were excited. We had our $75. We added the $30 in bonus money, premium. We had $205. We had been successful in lowering the bills or the budget down to $205 million. At my last meeting as chair, I announced that we were at about $197 million tracking with the contingency in. I had met with staff. We went over the numbers, and we were at about $197 million. We were down to $18 million from our original $215 million budget that we approved in Resolution 17-151. Now, in the last week, we heard the 205. It does include money. It doesn't include money. I'm just very confused at where we're really at. We had a plan. When the county executive announced he'd like to pay cash for the public safety complex, I loved that idea. I even went back to my committee. I thought that was an outstanding idea. Use cash on public safety. We would then use the $205 million on the courthouse that we bonded out, and we would use the remaining money, the $35 million or so, to bond out for the health department. Mr. Wilhelmy was instrumental in his final years, or final days here at the county board, to make sure that we had a bond ordinance that was set high enough that we could make sure that the health department was paid for. Mr. Frizzalone was told at that time, I believe, $35 million. How are we going to pay for that? Now we see, flash forward, we're at $65 million, or are we at $58 million? The executive committee, I thought we were at $55 million. Now it seems to be confusion on the abatements at the time, which I don't fully understand because I was not at the executive I'm not in executive nor in leadership anymore, so I don't understand where we're at with the abatements. At the last executive meeting, I asked that we drop $10 million from that $65 million number down. I know Ms. Trenier liked the idea. She proposed it on the executive committee. It passed almost unanimously. I don't believe anybody in here is doing anything wrong. I'm going to state that again. I do not believe anybody in here is doing anything wrong. I don't believe the staff is misleading us. I don't believe the CM or the architects are misleading us. I do believe that we all need to get on the same page. Before I can go out with a future additional $10 million secured bank loan to possibly finish up the projects, if we do lower that bond number down, we definitely need a full accounting and a full understanding of where we are financially. I believe it's our fiduciary duty to the good residents of Will County. That's all I have. Thank you.
Very nice comments, Ray.
Thank you, Mr. Executive.
Mr. Ballich?
Yes, Karen said that we don't need to have board approval for this. Why would we need to get board approval for that kind of money? Not have everybody on the board agree?
You got a comment?
I don't know. I'm just asking why. I don't know if there's a good reason or not.
Denise?
Mine is not an answer to your question, Steve. I just want to thank Mr. Tuminello for his comments and for his concerns. And I'm going to ask Chief of Staff Maura Dunn to put together a session so that we can begin to all talk together so that everybody's questions, concerns can be answered and people can get onto the same page.
Thank you.
And then Mary, your comment.
So I think the question is not whether full board approval is needed, but the fact that it was already given. So when the original bond issuance was passed, it allowed for this amount.
I just want to...
Didn't we vote on a particular dollar amount and then now it's like changing back and forth? Okay.
And just to follow up with a quick with Winfrey, I appreciate that. I just would respectfully ask that we have the CMs and the architects and everybody in the room, because it's very simple, easy to answer a question on the record, and then they go off thinking it's one thing, and then our staff may think it's another thing, and the county board thinks. I just think we all need to be in the same room and get on the same page. Thank you.
Mr. Frizzalone is up.
Yeah, along those same lines, thanks again for getting everybody together. I did talk to the architect this week and asked them, what's the number where we're at? And they weren't sure because they felt Bill Bain had better numbers than they had. So that's why I do think we need to have everybody in one room, and everybody agreeing to the number, the contingency, and obviously the bond situation is moving forward. I don't remember what day here, it's going out to 12? Going out to 12. But we still need to know, even regardless of what we bond, we need to know what our total numbers are.
Well, it's very easy to get a committee, joint committee together. All you have to do is request it and get it done. Mr. Eustace.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Now, I have similar concerns that Mr. Tuminello expressed. The changing of the number, and I have some concerns because we were going forward with that health department building. Wasn't the idea that we were going to need another $35 to $40 million, and we moved forward with that in mind, that we were going to have to bond out probably no more than $40 million, and then suddenly it seems that number changed to $58 million. Getting $65 million in proceeds, and this is, I believe, what caused confusion. Either we were told that was the wrong number, or we're over bonding. And I do have concerns that we may be bonding more than we're going to need. But a meeting with full discussion, to maybe perhaps solve that. And if we were short, we can go out and get money fairly quickly, and qualified. But I'm concerned that we're over perhaps getting more proceeds than we're going to need. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, moving on. Oh, Mr. Harris?
I just want to say, I also appreciate Commissioner Tumano's statement and also Speaker Winfrey for moving forward on this since I've been appointed finance chair. But we do need to improve this communication on these numbers, as Ray stated. It's not that anybody doing anything wrong. We have to make sure we're all on the same page. I mean, when you do this amount of money and this magnitude of these projects, I think it's in the best interest of the county to move in that direction.
Okay, thank you for your comments, Ken. Next up, Public Works and Transportation Committee, Mr. Moran, Chairman.
Good morning, Mr. Executive.
Good morning, Don.
And the public. We have 3 resolutions this morning. First is Resolution 1933, authorizing Will County State's Attorney's Office to proceed with condemnation cases regarding the county's improvements of Briggs Street, County Highway 54, from westbound IE ramps to Washington Street, County Board District 8, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Moran, second by Ms. Winfrey. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Rice, second by Ms. Summers. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
The second one is Resolution 1934, resolution granting ingress and egress for a vacant lot on Center Road, County Highway 19 and County Board District 2, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Markham. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Tumanello and second by Mr. Weigel. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
And the third is Resolution 19-35, granting variance for 4 Oak subdivision on Ford Road, County Highway 32, and County Board District 6, and I so move.
Moved by Mr. Moran, second by Mr. Gould. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Mr. Van Dyne, second by Ms. Mueller. And all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
The next Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting is scheduled for March 7th, 2019 at 9 a.m. Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Next up, Judicial Committee, Mr. Markham, Chairperson, Chairman.
Good morning again. I'm Mr. Excitement today. We have nothing for us to consider. Our next Judicial Committee meeting is scheduled for March 5th, 2019 at 9 a.m.
Thank you. Next, Public Health and Safety Committee, Ms. Summers, Chairman, person.
Good morning.
Good morning, Lori.
And nothing to bring forward. I just want everyone to know that our next scheduled meeting is Wednesday, March 6th at 10:30.
Thank you very much. Next up, Legislative and Policy Committee, Ms. Trainier, Chairperson.
Well, that's slightly more exciting. I actually have something for you to vote on. We had our committee meeting. We did pass out of committee the federal agenda. We felt really urged to get that done since NACO is meeting next week. Or I guess it's the week after, March 1st is when it starts. And we will hopefully have the state agenda ready for the next board meeting. But we have Ordinance 19-36 establishing the 2020 federal 2020 federal legislative agenda and priorities. You've got the printout in your packet, and make a motion for that to be approved.
Moved by Ms. Trainier, second by Ms. Rice. Any questions? Any questions?
Come on, peanut gallery.
Previous roll by Ms. Summers, second by Mr. Brooks. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
I want to thank everybody for that outstanding vote of confidence in your colleagues. Very excited about that and excited about going forward to talk with our legislators. Our next committee meeting will be on March the 12th Is that the day the bonds go on sale? Is that right? I think that's the day. I think it is. And we were told we might be able to like watch it live or something. So come and join us. Watch a live sale.
You're not gonna buy them all?
I'm thinking about it, Ray. I am really thinking about it, but they're doing it a month too early.
It depends if they give you the premium or not.
Yeah, I may have to go borrow money on my 401k if they're offering that premium. Thank you very much.
Next committee, capital improvement, Mr. Brooks, chairman.
Can I just get a clarification? Laura, you said your meeting is next Wednesday. Are all the meetings changed to Wednesday now?
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about this the other day. Yes, it was a consensus
Talk about
of the committee to move to that day. It worked better. We have such a crossover in items with judicial. We're scheduled at the same time. So a couple of people on the committee came forward and asked that. We held our first meeting on that Wednesday. Our first meeting was on a Wednesday following Forest Preserve District to tour Sunny Hill Nursing Home. And it just worked out better for everyone, but it will be continuously the first Wednesday of the month.
I thought the purpose of our meetings on Tuesdays and Thursdays so that everybody could attend and their schedule would be set up for Tuesdays. We're going to meet every day of the week now? Or?
Actually, when I put out an ask there, because we normally, there's only 2 times in 2 years that we don't have Forest Preserve District meetings. That's why it was raised. They can come right up after Forest Preserve. So we are already committing time to that, and that's why the question was asked, and it worked out better. Yes, it's been published as of today. It's official, and we're moving to that day.
Are we done? Pastor Brooks, Mr. Brooks.
Good morning, Mr. Executive and ladies and gentlemen. What is not on my agenda this morning is my well wishes to you, Mr. Executive. You're looking good today. But what is on my agenda is nothing. You all have an update of the capital improvement projects attached to the agenda. Our next meeting will be March the 5th at 11 a.m. And sir, that is all that I have. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks. Next up, Executive Committee, Ms. Winfrey, Chairperson.
Good morning, Mr. Executive.
Good morning, Denise.
Good morning, fellow board members. I want to remind you all that we will have a need for executive committee following the meeting, so we encourage you to stay put. Our first item this morning is 1937. It's a tax abatement request for Supermercado El Guerrero. And I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Markham. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Parker, second by Mr. Tumanello. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion carried.
Mr. Executive, I believe there was some discussion.
Oh, no, I just wanted a second.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. My second one is 1938, authorizing contributions to United Way.
So moved.
And I so move, I'm sorry.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Perry. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Ms. Cowan, second by Mr. Harris. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1939, authorizing a joint application for boundary amendments to the Diamond Enterprise Zone, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Van Dyne. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Gala, second by Ms. Rice. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
We have 1940, authorizing the county executive to negotiate a professional services agreement for the Transportation Master Plan, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Van Dyne. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Fritz, second by Mr. Weigel. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion is carried.
We have 1941, authorizing memorandum of understanding between the County of DuPage and County of Will for watershed planning along the East Branch of DuPage River watershed, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Fritz. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Collins, second by Ms. Near. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
We have 1942, authorizing the county executive to execute a sublease with CED for the Workforce Investment Board, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Ferry. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Moran, second by Ms. Ventura. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Contrary, motion has carried.
1943, setting the salary of the county executive legal counsel, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Markham. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Mr. Van Dyne, second by Ms. Summers. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1944, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement with Joliet Fire Protection District for access to the countywide radio system, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Tumanello. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Weigel, second by Mr. Gould. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1945, IGA with Bonnie Fire Protection District for access to the countywide radio system, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Summers. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll call by Ms. Ogala, second by Ms. Stollinger. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1946, an IGA with the Village of Plainfield for access to the countywide radio system, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Fritz. And any questions? Any questions? Previous by Ms. Mueller, second by Ms. Summers. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1947, IGA with Manhattan Fire Protection District for access to the countywide radio system, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Mustis. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Ms. Trainier, second by Mr. Van Dyne. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1948 is replacement hires for Sunny Hill Nursing Home. That's for financial analysts, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Ferry. Any question? Any question? Previous roll by Ms. Summers, second by Ms. Ogala. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
1949 is also replacement hires for the Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Markham. Any questions? Any questions? Previous roll by Mr. Harris and second by Mr. Moran. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
And 1950, which is replacement hire for the Division of Transportation, and I so move.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Mr. Moran. Any discussion? Any discussion? Previous roll by Mr. Gould, second by Ms. Parker. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
The next executive committee meeting is scheduled for March 7th at 10 a.m. Next, we have the appointments from the county executive. Mr. Executive, I need to remove one of the appointments. It is Joe Musk for the Merit Commission. I need to table that, please. I need a motion to table.
You're removing American Mission,
Joe Musk.
Okay.
For the Merit Commission appointment.
Moved by Ms. Winfrey, second by Ms. Summers. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion has carried.
Okay. The other appointments I present as written, so moved.
So move. You move on the rest of the appointments.
Yes. As amended.
As amended, okay. And second by Mr. Brooks. Previous roll by Mr. Tumanello, second by Ms. Fritz. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Contrary, motion is carried.
That completes my report.
Thank you. Very nice report. It's time for public comment. I have nobody that signed up on the sheet. Anybody in the gallery? Public comment? Public comment? Comments by the county board members. Any county board members? One? Yes. Amelia.
On Friday, February 15th, Aurora, my hometown, experienced a mass shooting at the Henry Pratt Company. 5 people were killed and 5 police officers were wounded. Our community is pretty devastated right now, and we need everyone working together to heal from this tragedy. I ask that my colleagues send their prayers and positive thoughts. If any of you are interested in learning more about the memorial that's coming up, please reach out and let me know. In 2016, approximately 38,000 people in the United States died from gunshot wounds. That's equal to the entire population of Plainfield, Illinois. I support responsible gun ownership, and I also support common sense gun laws. I hope something changes before any more lives are wasted. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other? Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Executive, I don't know who's all hands and I went to this informational packet put together, but I certainly want to thank them. Not only is this helpful to new on the county board, but on incomers as well. This is a very helpful informational packet, and I want to thank everybody that put their hands or their eyes to it. Thank you so much. I'm going to memorize it. Thank you.
Any other comments? Any other comments from the board members?
I just have a question for Denise, I guess. Last month when we were talking about appointments, we had...
Talk into your mic, Rachel, please.
Last month when we were talking about appointments, we had removed or tabled, so if someone could let me know about that for the ISACO appointment. And so I didn't see it on the agenda, so I wanted to make sure that wasn't going away. Could someone confirm that?
It was.
It wasn't picked up from the table.
It was not tabled, it was removed, it will come back in April.
Thank you.
I think I did mention that in the comments, but that's when it will come back.
Thank you.
It was removed from the agenda. Okay. Any other questions? Ms. Rainier.
Not a question, just a comment. Wanted to remind people if your social calendars have any space left in them, that CASA is having their annual fundraiser on Saturday evening at the Bolingbrook Golf Club. If you have never been to the Raj Mahal, I invite you to come and check it out.
Okay. Mr. Brooks, did you have any?
No.
Okay. Ms. Winfrey, did you have any in your life? Did you want to speak?
No, I've already spoken. Thank you.
Okay. Any else? So announcements by the majority leader, Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. I'd just like to re-acknowledge Joliet Catholic Academy for athletic excellence. I think both dance and football represent athletic excellence, and especially when you go that high in the state. Congratulations to them, and also the great work for the After the Peanut Foundation. That kind of work is needed dearly in this county, and thank them for their efforts. One other thing, this weekend, if it doesn't rain in Arizona, there will be baseball. So get refreshments ready and enjoy the game.
Thank you. Minority Leader, Mr. Frizzalone.
Good morning, Will County. I have a couple of things. I want to congratulate our champions as well. You know, I also want to congratulate all of the other high school students that participate in sports and dance and other events. There's a direct correlation between participating in those events and not having a problem on the streets. You know, at Lockhorn High School, over 65% of the population of the school participates in some kind of event. And I'd like to encourage even more kids to do that. As a health matter, I don't know if you saw the local news this morning, but they're reporting a potential case of mumps in District 92, which is out in the Lockport area. Sue and I talked about vaccinations, and most people are getting vaccinated, but maybe not getting to that second and third booster that would make sure you do not get the mumps. So I just want to encourage everybody to kind of get that word out there. We've heard about it at Lewis College and some other places, and we have it throughout the county on occasion. But once they start reporting it on the local news, you know, everybody becomes a little bit more aware and it piques their interest a little bit more. So remind everybody of that. I also want to thank the staff for all their hard work in this book. I know it took a lot of time, and there's a lot of good information in there. The Cubs and Sox were already mentioned, but I have condolences to the Sox fans with the loss of Machado. That's a tough break. I already bought my...
Thank God is what I said. He went to a good team, and we got $300 million in it.
They saved so much they can build the courthouse.
I already bought my tickets for the Cubs Padres game, so I get a chance to see them at the north side. Well, okay, no expectations. And you can't stop thinking about the surging Hawks, especially after tonight's 10th win in 12 games, so keep an eye on them. And then the other thing is this weather's been crazy. I mean, make sure that you older citizens that you know, like my mother, who I tell not to go out when there's an ice storm, but she's got to get that daily paper. Just remind them, stay in when those kinds of things are happening. Keep the salt bucket right next to their door so you can make a little trail to get outside. So stay safe during this weather. Thank you.
And our County Board Speaker, Ms. Winfrey.
Thank you, Mr. Executive. Heard a lot of mention about the binders that are on your desk. I want to just remind everybody that as we continue to have committees of the whole, each of those presentations will be given to you in a packet so that you can add them to your binder as you go along. So you will have opportunities to learn, grow the binder, and know more about the county and how it operates. Just want to also mention that this is Heart Health Month, so do what you can to keep your heart healthy and advise others to do the same. And sadness comes to our county on a number of levels. Our condolences to you, Mr. Executive, on the loss of your brother. Our prayers are with you and your family.
Thank you very much. Thank you
We
for
also
all the cards and calls. I appreciate it.
We also want to acknowledge the brother-in-law of Jeff Ronaldson, who died unexpectedly at 26 years old. So our prayers are also with that family for all that they're dealing with. And of course, our prayers are with Aurora, that community, all that's happened there, what that means not only to people directly involved, but what that is for all of our county and for the surrounding area. So we pray for everybody who is affected by this tragedy.
And a reminder to everybody that we will have executive committee for pending litigation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Executive session.
Thank you. Oh, seeing anything become before we need a motion. We need a motion to go into executive session after moved by Julie Berkowitz, second by Mr. Frizzalone to take roll now.
Litigation.
Call roll, please.
Barry?
Take and roll, so.
Barry?
Yes.
Frizzalone? Yes. O'Gala? Yes. Summers? Yes. Boostis?
Yes.
Moran?
Yes.
Rice? Harris?
Yes.
Trainier? Yes. Frick? Mueller? Yes. Gould?
Yes.
Van Dyne?
Yes.
Balich? Brooks?
Yes.
Parker? Yes. Ventura? Yes. Challenger? Yes. Markham?
Yes.
Berkowitz? Yes. Cowan? Yes. Tumanello?
Yes.
Weigel? Winfrey?
Miss Winfrey? Miss Winfrey?
Yes.
Yes. 24. We are going into executive session.